Thank you. I encourage you to see this later in its fullness. This mandala was originally done for Naomi's 12 mandalas a day New Year's ritual, in which we had to create one a day, and I'm actually grateful for that because there's no thinking when you have to crank it out so fast. Most of my mandalas are gigantic, reaching up to 12 feet, and they're on the floor made of thousands of little pieces. So for me to do a mandala a day, I just had to bypass all the intellectual thinking and just go with my instinct. So I came up with this, I did 12 of them, and I came up with this as you had to title it, but the title didn't come till later, the meaning didn't come till later. I just wanted to crank it out. So this one is called Connection, and then I contemplate what I've done, and suddenly the meaning comes to me. So in the middle of this mandala, which is very simple, it's made of cut out shapes. I should first tell you how I did this. It's done just 8.5 by 11, no bigger than this, as big as my scanner. And I cut out the pieces physically and put it around a circle, photographed it, and scanned it into my computer. And I have Photoshop version 4 or something like that. And the only thing I could do with it is blow it up and clean up the edges and then send it into Naomi. But it had to be big for this show, so my husband Bob Shang blew it up even larger, and even that wasn't big enough because when you cut it out, it's all raggedy, and I never thought it would be in a show. And then I sent it to another friend who owns a print shop, and he did whatever in Photoshop to make it gigantic, and he also printed it out for me. So I have to thank Bob and George Nelson for creating this piece with me. When I think about connection and my legacy, my whole life has been about connecting people to each other through my artwork and through my work as a curator and through my work as an organizer, a director of Kearney Street Workshop. Wherever I go, I'm connecting people to each other. And I even connect cultures to each other because I move around in not just the Asian American community, but in other different ethnic cultures. But when I think about that, it didn't start with me. It started with my parents and the generations before them. Because for Asian Americans and people who are marginalized, connecting with each other is the way we survive in this country, or the way we survive wherever we are in the world. We share resources, we protect each other, and we give each other sustenance and hope. So my parents are immigrants, and so am I. And they supported each other in New York City when they came over. They supported people who they sponsored over, and they supported each other in the little community. We didn't live in Chinatown. We lived outside of Chinatown, but we had a little quote-unquote Chinese village, because every day, no matter how busy he was, my father would go around to make sure that the single people, the single men usually, who came over were okay. And my mother did the same with the families, bringing a bag of oranges and making sure that everybody was all right. And I think I carried that, so that wherever I went, I was also making sure people were okay and that they knew each other. And now my daughter, I see when she moved to Sacramento, the first thing they did was to seek a community of like-minded parents who could support each other. So connectedness is definitely a way we can survive in this society. And in terms of what Naomi asked, in terms of making a difference in this society, and to counter all the threats that she mentioned of, the threats to our diversity, equality, the inclusion, everything is being broken down. And the only way we can counter that, in my opinion, is by building solidarity with each other across cultures. So I feel like at this point in my life, the four elements of art and activism, community and spirituality are all intertwined. They're inseparable from each other. So I want to talk about the spiritual piece for a little bit. I've been a Buddhist for almost 20 years, and it's impossible to separate that from my work outside. So everything I do, the activism, the community building, is also infused with my spiritual outlook. And there's a reason, I think, why I picked the seed of life as the iconic symbol for this mandala. And I looked it up, and lo and behold, the seed of life is about the interconnection of all things in the universe. So it takes it beyond my definition of connection to nothing other than our place in the cosmos. And I looked it up some more, and it represents growth, interconnection, and also harmony. Yeah, there's a balance to the symbol. It's sacred geometry, symbolic of infinite potential. And so the intertwined circles symbolize the unity and the interdependence of everything, so that we are not separate. Whatever we do, we are not separate from all the creatures and everything in the entire universe. And if I could, I'd have stars all around here. So for me, that means that the propensity for me to always seek connection and build connection stems not only from my cultural heritage, but it also stems from something primordial that goes beyond all this, and is rooted in the actual laws of nature itself. So that's my legacy that I want to pass on to everyone. Thank you.